몸에 다가 놈이 노린 유바가리자.
War is coming.
Life and death are the same. Both can have value and purpose.
Shogun! Alright, so Shogun is a new series by FX Hulu. It is a show set during the 1600 Japan, feudal Japan. It's about it's based off a book, which is also based off real history. The characters are changed, the characters' names are changed from the life actors, from real life characters. So the story of it is Japan is on the brink of another civil war after having many civil wars during the War and State period in Japan in the 1500s. And you lead this one daimyo named Toranaga, who is based off of Tokugawa, who would unify Japan under his vision and lead for an age of peace in Japan never seen in Japanese history or even world history. So the story of the show is you have this English pilot who they all call Barbarian, a pirate who is out to get he's a Protestant, and he has a thing against the Catholics. And that's one thing I really liked about the show, was because I am well versed in Japanese history. So a lot of this stuff I knew. Like my brother, they said, oh, we watched this video, it kind of explains the world, what's going on. I said, I don't need it. I already know what's going on in the world. Because like I said, I studied this in college. And so I know a lot about this era of history from studying it. So that actually helped me. But for other people, you probably should check that out because it does help. But there's also, if you are confused about this era or want to know more about this era, check out the documentary on Netflix, The Battle for Japan. It does a great job of talking about this era of Japanese history. So I have to say, I enjoyed the hell out of it. First off, the main actor, I always forget what his name is, but he is so good. Like, because, he's been in things like The Wolverine, he was in The Last Samurai, he was in John Wick Chapter 4. So he's an actor that is really good. And one thing I really liked about the show is that we used both English and Japanese, so not all the Japanese people just spoke English. And I thought that was really refreshing. It reminded me a lot of a little bit of The Last Samurai, where English is spoken a lot, but most of the Japanese characters only speak Japanese. So I think that was a really good way to do the show. And how there's this one girl who she speaks English and she speaks Japanese, which actually it's more like she speaks Portuguese, but the Portuguese is actually interpreted as English for us as an audience. So I think that was a smart choice to do English instead of having the whole show in subtitles. So if subtitles do scare you off, I'm telling you, get through it, because the story in this show is great. Toranaga, he's this guy, he doesn't really want war, but he has his ultimate game. He has this gameplay that he is playing. And when the show does action, the action is shot really well. But it doesn't just blow you away with the action. Another guy that really blew me away, which really didn't blow me away because I knew how good he was Tasanano Abu, I believe, Asanano. I don't know if I said that name right, but I remember him from the movie The Silence, a Marty Scorsese movie that came out back in, I believe, 2016. He was amazing in that movie, and so I haven't seen him in anything since, and he might have been in something else, I just don't remember, but he was in this movie, or this show, and he's a Zasso character who kind of enjoys watching how people die. He likes to study it and everything. And his character arc was very, very interesting. And also the story arc of Blackthorn, he started off this guy who just wanted to use the Japanese to get what he wanted, and he goes through this great character arc and has become someone completely new. So Shogun, I feel like I'm only touching the basis of it, but I don't want to give a lot away because there are some things that are in there that shocks you. This is a remake of an 80s miniseries. I never watched that. I heard that's good, but I believe this is a lot better. So Shogun is how you make good TV shows. And I'm sad that this is really just a miniseries because I think we could go off more, but really the show does kind of end the story because at the end you're basically led to believe that he becomes the shogun of Japan and unites everything under his vision. And then what happened after this story? I mean, there is more stories to tell, because you could go into the Christian revolts that happened when all the Christians were exiled from Japan, and so that would be an interesting storyline to do. But the ultimate goal is Toranaga, or Tokugawa, united Japan under his singular vision. And Japan, for the last 200 years have been at war. After this, Japan would not go to war again until like the late 1800s. So he bought 250 years worth of peace for his. There were probably still a few killings, but there wasn't the war and bloodshed. What other monarch, what other president, what other historical figure can claim that? I really don't think there's anyone that can say that. So I think this is it's something really worth studying, especially in the age we live in, because as Americans, we've been at war our entire civilization. We've always been at war with either the British, we've been at war with the Indians, we've been at war with ourselves, we've been at war with other countries, and now we're always constantly in war. And to watch something that just says like, yep, this is what happens, and it's very fascinating. I love stuff like this. I love studying other histories and seeing their perspectives, and Japanese history always fascinates me, and I'm always interested in it. So yeah, Shogun, it's so good. Just check out Shogun. It's so good. I watch it week to week. I couldn't wait to binge it. I just had to watch it week to week. So guys, what are your thoughts of Shogun? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know. Guys, if you like this video, subscribe, support, tell your friends what you said they should. All too easy.